Episode Verse, and today I'm going to be doing a haul video. There wasn't supposed to be another haul, right? Like, I did my panic haul however many months ago that was now, and I was like, hopefully there will be no more. And this was not a panic decision. This was very well thought out, strategic. I ruminated, I pondered, and I decided that I was going to buy myself some bookish items, and so I did it. And then I won some stuff, so yes, this was a deliberate haul. Yeah, I don't feel bad about it because also getting these books that I have wanted for a while is going to motivate me to get the books that I don't want off my shelf. Like the nostalgia can only keep those old books on there for so long, and like now that I have these books that I know like I will want and I'm going to be rereading a lot, it's like a lot easier for me to be like, okay, like sorry books from when I was 12, you gotta go. There's a door. Have a good life. But enough about that. On to the fun stuff. First up, I got this thing. Ah! Oh, gosh. No. This envelope is very sticky. It's very hard to peel. Oh no. Yeah. That's not getting peeled open. We're gonna strategically cut because I know what's in here, and some of it is paper products. I don't want to slice them.
Success!
Okay, so this has been sitting in my Etsy cart for a couple months now, so that's how I knew that this was a purchase that was going to be made. It is a good purchase indeed. So, without further ado, I got Magnifique Noir merch! Yes, I did! If you don't know, Magnifique Noir by Brianna Lawrence is a great... I'd describe it as new adult. It is about these black girls in college who develop magical girl personas and they fight monster, and it is influenced by the light novels that are published in Japan and the magical girl anime genre. I basically got a representation of all the characters, and I kind of cherry-picked which merch had like the best representation of the character, in my humble opinion. So this is Lonnie, aka Radical Rainbow. Her superpower is basically strength, and I think she shoots out rainbow light beams. It's been a second. And then there is Bree. Her power is 8 bits and pieces. She shoots pixels at enemies, and it's basically an energy beam. And I'm blanking on... Oh, Cosmic Green. It's Cosmic Green. It says it on the outside. I'm forgetting very basic things right now. Like how to read. Yay, it's that time of the day. And then this is Mariana, Galactic Purple. She's a baker, and she has these cupcake bombs that she throws. They're also kind of like acid cupcakes. They dissolve stuff too. And then this is, I can't tell you her real name yet because it is a big spoiler, but her moniker is Prism Pink. And she's a seamstress, and so I forget the actual name of her ability, but she has like enchanted needles and thread that she uses to snare enemies. And I really just wanted the buttons for Radical Rainbow, Cosmic Green, and Galactic Purple. But it was the same price to get just the 3 of these as it was to get, you know, these and Prism Pink. So I just got Prism Pink, and I'll probably do a giveaway of her at some point. And the stickers. So I think they accidentally gave me a bonus sticker because I only ordered one of the Prism Pink stickers. I just think this picture of her is so cute. I love the dress. I love the little pose where she's holding up the skirt. I love her hair. This is my favorite image of her from Brianna Lawrence's Etsy shop, which is called Snow Tigra. She shares it with her wife. I'll put the link in the description below for those who are interested. So I got a Prism Pink sticker, and since I accidentally got a bonus sticker, I guess that will also be a giveaway for someone. And one of my favorite characters, Blaze. I couldn't not get a sticker of Blaze. Like, she's one of my favorite things about the series, even though she is working my nerves in the second book, and I'm kind of upset with her. I don't know what she was doing, but I don't trust her, but she's still one of my favorite things about the series, so I had to get a sticker. So that's the Magnifique Noir merch. And this was another purchase from Etsy. This was from Raven Creates. You may know her on Twitter, Raven K. Stringfield. She has a blog, Black Girl Does Grad School. And the setup is real cute. She's got a personalized sticker on there. Gosh, these adhesives are just killing me today. This is another paper product, so I have to be careful. But she has her blog where she talks about being in grad school. She has a class that I think she teaches. It's on Black women in fantasy stories. It's called Black Girl Magic, and she reviews books that she wants to put in that class series. She's really cool. Came with a little personalized note, which is nice. And what I got from her, she does a couple things. Like, I think she's going to start doing sketchbooks now, which is nice. And she does like a little zine, which is really cute. But what I was very excited for these cards. She has a series of greeting cards with quotes from famous Black female authors. And I just thought I would probably use them at some point. Like, you know, like if I did a giveaway, I wanted to send someone like a nice little card with a giveaway item. I figured I could use this, or for like bookish pen pals who I think would enjoy the card. So I'll show you what they all look like. This one, it says, "I'm mean, I can fly like a bird in the sky," quoting Nikki Giovanni. This one says, "You, your own best thing," which is a quote from Toni Morrison's Beloved. Then there's, "Womanist is to feminist as purple is to lavender," from Alice Walker. And then these last two are my favorite cards. It's gonna make me a little sad to send these away to people, but I know they'll be making them happy, so that's nice too. This one says, "No, I do not weep at the world. I'm too busy sharpening my oyster knife." This is a quote from Zora Neale Hurston. And I love, 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 love the artwork on this one. And then my other favorite one, "Where there is a woman, there is magic." And this is a quote from Ntozake Shange. Look at that. I love it. It's so cute. So that was my second purchase. And then this is, I think, the last like book-ish item. And then it's going to be all books. This is another one I'm very excited to show you. Layers. Oh, that's cute. It says, "Thank you for supporting my small business." It is a book sleeve. There's something hard in here. I wonder if I missed. Oh, it's a card. Oh no. Don't want to throw that away. And then it's like her business card and stuff. So I'm very happy to have this book sleeve. And I will attempt to put it on some of the books I got today. This is from Dreaming of Celie's Etsy store, so you should definitely check her out. I saw that she had this. I was like, ooh, mermaids, black mermaids, and it's really colorful. I like this. But then they sold out. And so I messaged her like, "Oh, hey, any chance that you'll maybe be making more of these?" And she was like, "Yeah, I can like special, like make you one really quick before like the bigger batch goes out." And I was like, "Thank you." Thanks for fitting me in. So this is it. And it's so pretty. I don't really need a book sleeve now, but like later down the line, it would be nice to have one because I'm kind of rough on my possessions. and stuff in my bags get kind of like scuffed up really quickly, and so it'd be nice to have something protective to put around my books, so like the paperbacks and like the nicer hardbacks don't get all dinged up. And I forgot to mention that Dreaming of Seely is also a book blogger. She has a blog. I think I'm going to mispronounce. I think it's Mona Table Book Reviews, which I will link down below. And now for the books. We got this in this like shiny, nice envelope. Excuse me, and my dramatic faces. I'm just a putz. Okay. So, this is exciting. So, I was a Kickstarter backer for Power and Magic Volume 2. It is a Queer Witch comics anthology, and as part of my backing, I asked to get the first volume as well. And okay, first of all, let's just take a second and enjoy these covers. Like, my goodness, like a vision in purple, how beautiful. And then this one, I love. It gives me like volcano, like life after the magma explosion. Let me see if I can find the artist for the covers on here because they did such a good job, and I would like to shout them out. Okay, so this one, the cover was designed by Jomet Gill, who I think owns the press, and Rhiannon Rasmussen, and the illustrations by Ashay Samuels. And then for this one, okay, this one's the same deal. Book designs by Jomet Gill, cover illustration by Ashay Samuels. And so I'll just read from the back, but I think it's pretty straightforward, you know. There's going to be short comics about witches, and they're going to be queer, because it is a queer witch comics anthology. For countless people across the world, the witch symbolizes feminine force and nonconformity. Power and Magic collects 15 original comics about queer witches of color as they master their abilities, uncover their traditions, and navigate love as beings with incredible power. From the euphoria of holding the stars in your grasp to the sacrifices we make to reach them, the Queer Witch Comics Anthology explores what it means to be a person of power in all its complexity. Featuring the work of 17 women, demigirls, and bi-gender creators of color, Power and Magic presents an experience as rich and diverse as womanhood itself. There's that. And in terms of like why I picked it up, I'm going to see if I recognize any of the creators off the top of my head. In this first one, I don't recognize any of the creators off the top of my head. Okay, so now I'm remembering why I picked this up. So this one has a story by Che Grayson and Steens. I haven't read anything by Che Grayson before, but I've heard they've done comics, and they had like a little short that they made based off one of their comics that looked really cool. And I don't know if I've read anything that Steens has worked on before, but like there's someone I follow on Twitter. I like their aesthetic, so I picked this up. Also, there's art in here from Seth Smith. Seth Smith has done covers for Faya Litmag, which I really enjoy. And Seth Smith also has a webtoon Hellbound out. It is about a trans man whose brother gets sucked into hell, and he follows him to get him back. And it's fantasy romance with him and a demon that he meets in the underworld. And the reason why I kind of stumbled with the name was because this book was printed before Seth Smith changed his name, so it took me a minute to remember that. So, very excited to dig into these. And the next item I won in a Twitter giveaway, Love in Color, Mythical Tales from Around the World, retold by Bolu Bapulola. And this one I won from Jessica Ferrugia. Thank you to Jessica Ferrugia for sending this to me. It is a short story anthology. I was intrigued by, first of all, the cover is just gorgeous. I love the bold colors. I love the head wrap. And it looks like each chapter is named for a different woman in mythology. So there's Osun, there's Scheherazade, there's Psyche, Nefertiti. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. I've heard kind of mixed reviews, but also I feel like that's kind of par for the course for short story anthologies. I think this is a debut for Babalola, so I'm just excited to be getting to read an author who's new to me. Okay, and this was, I don't actually know what's in this envelope, but I think I won a Goodreads giveaway. And I think that's what's in here. That wouldn't really make sense to me because it's COVID and I think I won that like just this week. But I have like no idea what else anyone could be sending me. Yep, it's the giveaway. So, I got an arc of Within These Wicked Walls by Lauren Blackwood. This is a Ethiopian-inspired fantasy retelling of Jane Eyre. Not a whole lot to go off on the back. It says, Andromeda is the only one who can break the curse of the evil that roams this castle's halls, but who can tame the burning desire that taunts her heart? I've read Jane Eyre. It's been a couple years, and it was just kind of like a gothic story where things are like very dramatic and dour. I wasn't in love with it. Like, I think that it's one of those things where like I'm gonna like an adaptation a lot more than the original. I haven't read anything that's Ethiopian inspired before, so that's gonna be fun. I'm really curious what the fantasy element is gonna be, and I think that is like the main draw to this book for me. So, in exchange for like doing this giveaway, I'm supposed to also do a review, so this one will be getting a standalone review. Oh wow, I've got a lot of time to work on a review for this one. It's not going to be out until fall 2021. Cool. And this is my second arc that I've received, so that's always fun. Still getting used to that. Oh, right. And I forgot that I said I was going to show you the book sleeve in action. I think the arc was the biggest one that I got, so I'll just show you for reference about how big the sleeve is. Yep, that fit in there nicely. So this will be good for me so I don't ding up my my books in my book bag. And then the last one is a big one. It's a large box. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it on camera to show you. But basically I wanted to own all of N.K. Jemisin's books, and so I bought them from Sister Sci-Fi. I don't think I can open this on camera. Let's see if I can make it work. But, yeah. This one was a while. It took me like a month to get here, and I feel like it has to have been the postal service because I checked it several times, and like for a few weeks it was just like sitting at some undisclosed mail sorting location in Philly, and I was just like, for a week. There we go. Should probably pull that away from someone accidentally jab myself in the face. There we go. Okay, so it's just a lot of cardboard and packaging in here. Ooh, ooh, oh no! It'll be fine. So I got another bookmark, and I already have a bookmark, so it is going in the giveaway pile. Once I get this tape off. Gosh. Adhesives and me, we just don't get along. But I was exclaiming. That's sweet. Sweet. That's sweet. The owner left me a little note because we know each other. But I got a bonus postcard with art by Paul Lewin. Paul Lewin is just such a gifted painter. He's done the cover for that like schmancy Subterranean Press edition of How Long Till Black Future Month by N.K. Jemisin. He's done covers for reprints of Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents. He did the cover for The Dark Fantastic by Ebony Elizabeth Thomas. And he sort of has like motifs that show up in all of his art. He often shows dark-skinned black women, but like in this like elaborate color-coordinated attire. I feel like masks are a thing that come up in a lot of his work and the tiny houses. So yeah, this is nice to have. Oh, okay. So, first, I forgot, this is the only non-N.K. Jemisin book in the pile, but this is An Unkindness of Ghosts by River Solomon, which I've read, I think it's 2 times now. Loved it. It is one of my favorite books, just in general, because I liked it so much and it's so meaningful to me. I wanted one to own. So the N.K. Jemisin books I actually have been kind of difficult to get a hold of from my library during COVID, so that's partially why I bought them. So this one is the Inheritance trilogy. It's the omnibus. So this is exciting because I had seen those like Inheritance trilogy 1.5, Inheritance trilogy like 3.5 things floating around on Goodreads, and I had no idea what they were. But like I don't know if completionist is a word, but like when I find an author that I like, I want to read like everything they've written. And so I'd seen those things on Goodreads. I was like, where do I find those? How do I read those? And I realized that one of them was called like what, 100,000 Kingdoms Triptych or something like that. And that's like only available as an ebook. And then there is a novella that you can only either get in the omnibus or as an ebook. And so this is going to be the first time I'm reading this novella in this series. So this was one where, like, I reread it and I appreciated it a lot more. I think there's just more things that fell into place for me. This is going to be good for me. I have books I want to discuss, like, more in depth and, like, less than a review and more like an analysis. And I was thinking, like, I don't think it's going to do well on YouTube because I'd have to do a lot of edits, I felt like, to make it interesting. It's also just like more work for me. But my vlog, people really, I don't know if they really liked it, but like people are watching it for way longer than I thought that they would. I don't know, maybe I could make it work on here, but I wanted to do a comparison of certain themes and motifs from the Inheritance trilogy and themes and motifs from the Dreamblood duology and what like they're both saying about divinity and justice. I was also wondering if like I could possibly like pitch it somewhere, like send it to a publication and maybe get paid for it, because it's going to be like that good old high school 5-paragraph essay format. You know, you cite your sources and you quote from the book. That's kind of what I was envisioning for it, so like maybe I could pitch it to somewhere and get paid for it. That would be nice. I do like money, so might as well, you know? And I didn't know if this was going to be an omnibus or not, but it's not, which is fine. So I don't think there's anything added in the omnibus. It just would have been a little easier shelving-wise. I read the first one a few years ago. No, that's not right. Maybe a year ago. And it was, like, good, like, without a doubt, but not my favorite thing Jemisin has written. And then the second one, I thought knocked it out of the park. I thought it was really good. But yes, definitely good, definitely worth reading, and I want to put them in conversation with the Inheritance trilogy. And I'm just debating on if YouTube is the place to do that, or if I could possibly get paid to do it, if I pitched it somewhere. Boop. And it comes with a nice box. So this was the first thing I read by N.K. Jemisin, and this was like a wonderful introduction. I adored it, and I don't know what to say about it. There's wonderful world building. There's fraught mother-daughter relationships, which is like always plays on my heartstrings. There's science blended with fantasy. There's just a lot of things to love about this series. So, and the 5th season was a meaningful read for me because for a very long time, I thought I was just kind of like sex repulsed by books. Like I had never read a sex scene or I had like been into it like in any way. Like I was like, I either tolerated it or it was like grossing me out. And the 5th season has the pleasure of being the first fantasy book I read with a sex scene in it, where I was like, wow, I wish you'd given me more of that. Is there a novella? So that's why the 5th season has a good place in my heart. I've kind of been joking about ranking the best sex scenes in Jemison stuff, and I still might do it. Like, I have the list put up, I just have to make the video. It's just a question of if I feel like dealing with the fact that I'm gonna have to, like, change the rating on it and all that, and, the fact that this doesn't seem very on brand for me. I say that as if I've really even tried to cultivate a brand up until this point. But yeah, that was the haul. And again, this was from Sister Sci-Fi, who I would recommend checking out if you have fantasy or science fiction books that you would like to read. She focuses on science fiction and fantasy by Black female authors. I think she has some books on her website by Black non-binary authors. But that was the haul. Thanks for watching with me. Is there anything that I mentioned that you'd read before? Do you have thoughts on? Do you have a favorite piece of bookish merch that you've ever ordered? I would like to hear about it. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Goodbye.